Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Pashwika, the channel where we talk a lot about designing tutorials. Today is another designing tutorial on the Photoshop. We're gonna be using some cool filter options from and also using the gradient option to create a beautiful design. And pretty much I love the tutorials on making the designs in the Photoshop. That's my really favorite part. So let's dive in. Before consider clicking like button guys. I do really appreciate that. If you want more such video feature, consider subscribing, hit the bell icon. Whenever I'm gonna upload new videos, you're gonna get notified about it. You can visit our website www.globocreative.com for cool free stuffs. If you are a creative person looking forward to make money online, then I have other channel. The link is in also description box below. You could very well grab the Global Creative membership if you are interested in getting the cool Photoshop tools like the brushes, the shapes, and the gradients that you could very well import in and can use for creating your own design. The link is in also description box below. In mind guys, this is just one of the way to make design. There are obviously so many ways in which you can make a one. This is the thing I talk a lot about in my videos because that's really the thing you need to take into the account. You can add your own touch, your stuff, and make more beautiful amazing design. So let's dive in with today's tutorial. Okay guys, currently we are in the Photoshop, so I'm gonna be picking up a new white canvas to start making our design. So let's go over to the file option, click over to the new and choose the respective file size. You can choose whatever file size you want for your design. Obviously it depends on you, but I'm gonna keep the thing simple over here. We're gonna be taking as 3000 by 3000 pixels, 72 color mode, 72 resolution, white background. Okay, so here we are with the new white canvas. Now I'm going to be proceeding towards in actually using some of the tools in the Photoshop. We're going to be using gradient tool, and then we're going to be using a filter option to actually create the design. So here are some of the gradients. You can go to the gradient tools. Now this is a gradient I made for myself. You can very well create the gradients or you can grab them in our membership. The link is in description box below. These are the some modes that you could use in the gradients depending on what kind of end result or design result you want for your design. So I'm going to be using some of the different modes. You can see the opacity, the transparency, the different options that the Photoshop is actually giving you to be flexible with the gradient option and use a different stuff over here. So I'm going to be using an auto tone option to actually increase the tonality and set it to the auto tone for my design. This really works wonder at the times of creating a design. Now I'm going to be using some different gradient over here to actually make a different kinds of the design until I'm actually satisfied the kind of the end design that I really want. Then I'm going to be proceeding towards the filter option. So again, I'm using an auto tone option to actually get the tonality for the design that I'm looking forward to. I'm actually trying the option again and again using different filter. Now I'm gonna be going over to the option, the filters. We're gonna be using a filter option once we are done with the design. You can use whatever filter option you want to use, but I'm gonna be using some of the different filter. That is the wave filter. So I'm gonna be using a wave one because I need to create different kinds of the waves, which I'm really looking forward to one. So I'm gonna be creating a waves over here. So let's create a waves, and this one you can see it's looking so amazing. I mean, you can be done with your design right now if you not wanna add more stuff to that. But I think I'm gonna add a little bit more stuff to it. So I'm gonna use a different gradient option over here. We're gonna be using a different gradient, then auto tone option to actually add the tonacity or the tonicity, whatever you call it for your design. Then we're gonna do it. So you can repeat the process as much as you want until you are satisfied with the end result that you're looking for your design. I mean, it entirely depends on you. This is just one of the way, and you can be more creative because designing and processing and making an artwork or design, like the sky's the limit in these cases. So add your own touch. Now I'm gonna be using some different gradient and I'm gonna repeat the process until I'm kind of like happy with the end result. Now this is I'm seeing after the tonacity how it's actually looking. It didn't change that much, right? So we're gonna be using some different gradient tools to add a different touch to it. Again, I'm gonna go and use the auto tone option to see how it's actually looking. Now this is the kind of stuff is looking. I'm gonna go back, use the wave filter again to get the waves which I want for my design, because the waves are kind of like a lost in between because of using that different gradient and using the auto tone option. Now you could set the wavelength for your waves, amplitude, the different options or the different parameters are there. You could adjust them and see what kind of end result you want. I mean, you can simply play around with these and you can readjust the design that you're looking forward. Now you could see I have actually kind of like a decreased the wavelength, and that's why you could see a little bit different the wave pattern. Right now it used to the wave pattern right now, in comparison to the first one that we created in the beginning, that was a little bit different, right? And this is a little bit different. It's because we have actually adjusted the wavelength parameter in the option of the wave filter. You could also change the amplitude, and you can see the different kinds of the parameters that are available, and you can readjust them depending on what kind of end result you're looking forward to. One, it entirely depends on you. Repeat the process, use maybe more than one filters or a different tools, not just the gradient tool. You could use the Photoshop brushes, pen, or you could very well import some graphics, and then you can use the filter option. Totally depends on you. Once you're done with the result and you're happy with the end result of the design you're looking forward to, you can quickly go over to the file and click over to the save option, and you could save it as whatever file format you want to save. JPEG, PNG, or any other file format. Firstly, you have to name your file name. So I'm gonna be quickly naming my file name over here, and then we're gonna be saving it the specific file format. I'm gonna pick up the JPEG because I think that for me the JPEG file format works pretty well, and I don't need a transparent background over here, so I'm not gonna be going into the PNG, but you could very well go there. So I'm kind of like a naming the design, the colorful wave design. That's what it's coming in my mind regarding this particular tutorial of the design. Then I'm going to simply click OK and save, and here we are with saving our design file that we have created in the Photoshop using the filter wave option, wave filter in the Photoshop, and using some of the cool gradients in the Photoshop for creating this beautiful design. Just do it the way you want to, guys. The sky's the limit, and you could also very well save this particular gradient by clicking over to the toggle button, the save gradient. And then you can name your gradient depending on what file name you want to give, and you can very well save it as a .grd file format. That's kind of like a default, the ideal file format for saving the Photoshop gradients. You could save this gradient for future reference for using the gradients for creating your future designs. And then you can simply click save option, and you are done with saving this gradient in the Photoshop, in not the Photoshop, but saving in your desktop. And then you could very well import this gradient in the Photoshop, and then you can use and create a beautiful design. Either way, you could save it as a pattern as well. If you like that, I really like the design and I want to save it as a pattern, you can very well define the pattern, and then you can save that pattern, and then you could use that particular design as a pattern in the future use. So a lot of the different options you could do over here with the design that you're creating in the Photoshop, not just simply saving as a design file, as a JPEG or PNG or PSD, but also you could save it as a future reference for your Photoshop gradients, Photoshop patterns, or something or the other. You could do a lot of the stuffs over here. So that's it for this tutorial. Find this tutorial useful, let me know what you think in the comment section below. Do you want more such videos, or any video requests are really welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm gonna see you in the next one. Till then, take care. Bye guys.